I'd like to call the Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025 Papillion City Council meeting to order. Ms. Brown, would you please take the roll?
Sunday. Here. Mumgard. Here. Gaines. Here. Glover. Here. Fanslau. Here. Stube. Engberg.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. And do we have an affidavit of publication on file?
We do.
Current copy of the Open Meetings Act is posted in the back of the council chambers. I don't think we have any presentations tonight. Gross Sarpy's not here, are they? Okay. Ms. Powers, Administrator's report, please.
Thank you. Just a quick update on the police department. There are currently 2 sergeant vacancies in the police department. One is due to the creation of the SRO sergeant position that we're partnering with the school district on, and one is due to an upcoming retirement. Chief Whitted, Mark, myself, and other police department administrative staff are completing interviews this week, and we will hopefully have a decision next week for that. So you will see hopefully 2 oath of offices at the next council meeting for those promotions on the June 17th agenda. And then since we're talking about the police department, I'll give a quick update on the police station remodel expansion project, which it's a remarkable project if you guys drive by and see how fast and incredible work that they're doing there. The footings for the outbuilding have been poured, and the footings for the expansion will be poured this week or next week, weather depending. They obviously couldn't pour them today. The patrol room will be done within the next 4 to 6 weeks, and the locker rooms will hopefully be done this summer, so that'll be great for the patrolmen and women. They're really looking forward to having that back. The overall project completion date is still on schedule and still on budget, which is to be completed late summer of 2026. And I do want to give a shout out and a thank you to our contractor, Sampson Construction, and our architects, Carlson West, and also our internal staff, our building and fire code safety, and our police department, Chief Whitted, for everything they're doing on the project to keep it on budget and on time and on focus. So thank you to everybody for that. And as we all know, Papillion Days is almost here, so I just want to give a couple quick highlights. The kickoff event is next Wednesday, the 11th, at City Park at 4:30 p.m. with the family fun night in City Park. And then the fireworks are at dark on Friday night. The parade is on Saturday, the 14th, with the start time of 10 a.m. And don't miss the Boy Scout pancake breakfast at City Park Shelter on Sunday, and that's from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. And then there's a whole bunch of events in between, so check all of that out. And we're still working on details, but we're trying to pull together a City Park renovation kickoff project event, either in conjunction with the closing of Papillion Days or soon thereafter, and all of you council members and the public will be invited to that. So look out for that and more details on that. We'll hopefully try to pull that together with the contractor and the community foundation and our community partners. And then as with past years and in conjunction with Papillion Days, the Landing is holding its annual Community Appreciation Week all next week. So look out for that. They'll have punch cards, half price, free drop-in, turf times, a membership breakfast, it's pretty popular, and then there's open houses and appreciation events and raffles all week. So check that out if you get a chance. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Councilman Sunday, second by Councilman Gaines. Do you have any proponents or opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Six yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. One of the items on the consent agenda was seating of a new council member, Ms. Hoke. You want to come up to the podium and I'll join you and we'll do the oath of office. Before we do that, if people aren't familiar with Becky, been serving on the Planning Commission, and that's one of the boards that know, but unless you're a developer, you don't come to that, and it's not televised, so a lot of people may not actually know you unless they go to in the development community or have gone to school here. But Becky has been serving the city of Papillion for 24 years, probably, maybe even longer than that, on the Planning Commission. And so our whole growth curve, she's been involved in all of that, and has been elected chair multiple times by her peers. And so knows our processes real well, already has relationships with the developers, the people that come in front. And so probably with development items being the bulk of what we do, going to be very effective, very fast. So just want to thank you for accepting the appointment. I don't know if you want it. If you'd raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Becky Hoke,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
and the Constitution of the State of Nebraska
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
and without mental reservation
and without mental reservation
or for purpose of evasion,
or for purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
perform the duties of the office of Papillion City Council Member
perform the duties of the office of Papillion City Council Member
according to law and the best of my ability.
according to law and the best of my ability,
And I do further swear
and I do further swear
that I do not advocate,
that I do not advocate,
nor am I a member of,
nor am I a member of,
any political party or organization
any political party or organization
that advocates the overthrow
that advocates the overthrow
of the government of the United States
of the government of the United States
or of this state
or of this state
by force or violence,
by force or violence,
and that during such time
and that during such time
as I am in this position,
as I am in this position,
I will not advocate
I will not advocate
nor become a member of
nor become a member of
any political party or organization
any political party or organization
that advocates the overthrow
that advocates the overthrow
of the government of the United States
of the government of the United States
or of this state
or of this state
by force or violence.
by force or violence.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. See Ms. Kluk in the audience, so thanks for your service again. Next is item E1, ordinance 2059, an ordinance to approve the renaming of Matthews Drive, formerly Jana Street, as dedicated by the South Ridge Valley final plat to Bellino Boulevard. It's a public hearing. I'll open it. Any proponents or opponents? Welcome, sir.
I wasn't actually here for this, but it was on the agenda. If I didn't get up and say something, I'd probably get killed by my client. But again, Mayor, Council, I think it's a great deal, and you'll be amazed at the entryway he wants to do on this. So I have nothing more to say.
Thank you very much. Any other proponents or opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Item E2, ordinance 2060. An ordinance to amend section 170.31 other public lands of Article 6 required public improvements of Chapter 170 subdivision of land of the Papillion Municipal Code having to do with park dedication. The applicant is the city of Papillion. It's a public hearing. I'll open it. Any proponents or opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Item F1, Resolution R250112, a resolution to approve a final plat for the property legally described as part of Tax Lot 9, Section 3, Township 13 North, Range 12 East, generally located at South 90th and Shram Road. The applicant's Richland Homes LLC, Shadow Creek Phase 2 final plat. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R250112? Motion by Councilman Glover. Second by Councilman, well, I'll give it to Ms. Hoke. Any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. F2, Resolution R250113. Public hearing and a vote. A resolution to approve the First Amendment to the Shadow Creek Subdivision Agreement. It's a public hearing. Proponents, welcome.
Again, Patrick Sullivan, on behalf of the applicant. I also have Caleb Beasley here with E&A if you have any specific questions on this. Mostly this is just switching out exhibits as to how the construction will be done. There's not anything terribly substantive here, but we'll entertain any questions. And Mayor, I'll congratulate you on having Ms. Hoke be appointed. She's been great on the Planning Commission and has run the meetings efficiently and well for us, and it's been a great experience.
Appreciate that. Mr. Mungard.
Excuse me. I just wanted to point out, I'm very pleased to see the description includes a mix of duplexes and fourplexes instead of another 300-unit apartment complex. So I just want to go on the record to say, once again, I noticed it. I'm very pleased. Thank you.
Any other proponents or opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R250113? Motion by Councilman Ingberg. Second by Councilman Stube. Discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. F3, Resolution R250115, a public hearing and a vote. A resolution to approve a comprehensive plan update to adopt the potential future park map. It's a public hearing. I'll open it. Proponents or opponents? Close the public hearing. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R250115? Motion by Councilman Fanslaw. Second by Ms. Hoke. Close the public. Oh, that was the motion to approve. Got the second. Council discussion? Please vote.
8 yeas, 0 nays.
Motion passes. It's all the regular agenda items. I don't think any committees have met in the last 2 weeks. Any comments from the floor? See none. Oh, welcome. If you'd state your name and address for the record.
Rachel Dunham, 707 Crest Drive. I just want to say, it'll probably get brought up at some point, that I am a rather new resident in the Papillion area. And then while I'm not very eloquent at speaking in public, unfortunately, and I will say that me and many of my friends for a long time have always seen Papillion as a destination to move to and live to. And obviously, I now do live here and they do as well. And a lot of that was based on the beautiful community that all these parks and everything creates, almost like an oasis in the Omaha, Bellevue area. And I just want to say that, especially with the previous park development plan, it's just fantastic. So.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome. If you'd state your name and address for the record.
Which one? No, Luann Klug, currently at 1320 Scott Road. I just wanted to take an opportunity to remind council members and everybody watching this that this is your one opportunity to get the Monarch Wings, is at the Papillion Days. And that unit is all geared up and ready to go. They've been practicing it this year because they decided that I think they wanted to eat them. So they've been practicing them, and another unit has been working on getting their pop orders done straight. So there are going to be a couple of your scout units down there along with the pancake feed that you mentioned. But I just really want to encourage everybody, please support your scouts and support the churches that may be down there and our local vendors, especially heavily if you can, to help keep Papillion great. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Any council comments? A couple of updates from the last couple of weeks. Had a couple of Memorial Day events at the Omaha National Cemetery and then also with Legion Post 32. I had some great turnout for that, so I appreciate that. We had a United Cities meeting. Really, it was just a wrap-up of the legislative session, so I don't think there was a lot of news there. Other than, I'd mentioned early on in the session, and we'd kept people updated, we had a number of sales tax bills we tried to get in. 2 got passed. Which is good news, and a couple others are in committee, and with this being the first year of the biennium, they're still alive, so we have hopes for next year on those. So from that perspective, it was successful for us, but it's not too early. If there are things of interest to you, make sure we're aware of those, because we can work on those over the summer. There's also some interim hearings. We don't know what they all are yet, but we can influence those a little bit. So if there's areas of interest, let us know, because again, this is the beginning of the biennium, so the session's not dead. So let Ms. Powers or myself know if there are those items. And then United, the League of Municipalities had an executive board meeting as well, but it's the same thing, legislative update. So I think that was mainly it. Mr. Mungard.
I just, before we adjourn, could we go back to item A7, the presentation by Gross RP quarterly
Yes.
report?
Oh, welcome. I'm sorry I blew by you. Not a worry. Thanks for catching that.
Apologize for being tardy. I'm Lisa Sheep. I'm with Gross RP. Thank you for having me this evening. Wanted to present to you our first quarter report. I know it's June, and so it might seem a little delayed for first quarter. Okay. Okay. It's been a little slower as far as project activity goes. When we had some changes at the federal level, the tariff conversations definitely kind of put a pause to some of those project activities. We've continued to see projects continue to come in, but we've done a lot of also proactive outreach and meeting with our local businesses as well to try and help understand what's going on there, what that looks like. But if you look at your building permit numbers, compared to last year, your building permit numbers are well above where you were at this time last year. So I think things have set off well as far as Papillion specifically, if we're talking about those numbers. We also, during the first quarter, spent a lot of time focusing on our first trades day. You've heard me talk a lot about our construction kit programs. We've done that for 4 years. And so we wanted to try to do something new that was geared more towards the older upperclassmen, so juniors and seniors. So we had 7 different construction companies, 5 different unions, and 1 community college participate in our first trades day with 98 students from across the school, from across Sarpy County. And I think anytime you can have a young person engage with a community or a business and not be engaged on their phone more than in the conversation, or engaged in the conversation less in their phone is what I meant, I think it's a win-win, and we had that. We had really great opportunities. They spent about 45 minutes at each station doing hands-on activities. They had different competitions. We had kids that were welding on site, using construction equipment. So really having those good conversations and learning how they can do different things with their hands, and that you don't always have to have a traditional 4-year degree in order to succeed. They talked about apprenticeship opportunities, things that are readily available to them, how maybe companies would pay for their schooling. So I think it was a win-win overall. We got great feedback from the students, from the teachers, from the employers. Everyone is ready to sign up and do it again next year. So I think it's going to be another great program that we're going to continue to offer as we continue to strengthen the pipeline of the workforce for here. Community engagement, we've also tried really hard to make sure that we're out having conversations with our council members, with our business members, really trying to understand and get a good pulse as to what's going on and what's taking place, so that way we have a good understanding of the work that we're doing and how it might be impacting other businesses, or the work a business is doing and how it might be impacting the community and the county. Lastly, I wanted to also touch on, while it wasn't all in Papillion, there were parts in Papillion, part of it was in La Vista. Last week we hosted 200 of our professionals and counterparts from across the state when we hosted the Nebraska Economic Developers Association. And so they were here from Wednesday through Friday. Amber helped me get a tour set up with Amazon, and so we were able to take people into the Amazon facility. And so I think that was an eye-opening experience for people who haven't had a chance to be able to experience that. We also had Jake Hoppy with Hoppy Development talk about workforce housing. We had Urban Waters also talking about the missing middle. So we were able to focus not only just on one particular area of Sarpy County, but we were able to focus on a number of different projects and things that are taking place here. So overall, I thought it was a great opportunity for us to host 200 of our counterparts from across the state and show them why we are the fastest growing county and why we look a little bit different. So with that, I would open it up to any questions you might have.
Any questions? Appreciate the partnership.
Thank you very much.
Any other council comments? Mr. Sunday, did you have yours on earlier? Same thing? Okay, thanks. We do have a closed session tonight. Is there a motion to go into closed session to protect the public interest to discuss land negotiations? Motion by Councilman Glover, second by Councilman Gaines. Any proponents or opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Zero nays.
I'll state for the record, the purpose for the closed session is only to discuss land negotiations. Closed session will include the mayor, city council, city administrator, deputy city administrator, city clerk, city attorney, finance director, not the finance director, the parks and facilities director, and the planning director.